Hello, everybody. Welcome. I am Skip Elsheimer. Welcome to the AV Geeks Lunchtime Streaming Show, where we watch old 16mm films, and occasionally we let you vote on particular songs that appear in the films, little jingles or actual songs, and then we compete against the Found Footage Festival, who specialize in video, and I think we did pretty good. We got in the finals. I don't know if you watched last night. You can see it at the Found Footage Festival channel. We made it to the finals, but we just didn't put it over the top compared to the Sega Gemini industrial video song, which was pretty good. Although, I gotta say, the Maltese Unicorn song is still stuck in my head. And Mullet Country, still stuck in my head. And part of the reason I don't think we won is I didn't play the game 100% the way that they do it, where I only gave a short snippet of the song, and I should have had the whole song up there and then shown parts, because that's what they do. It was weird. Anyways, it was great. It was a lot of fun. And thank you for watching and voting if you did last night and over the week. Let's get back to watching some 16mm films. This is, again, a Cornet film, Nutritional Needs of Our Bodies. Enjoy.
Our health is closely related to our nutrition, or to the foods we eat. You may like corn, a food that comes from a plant. Or perhaps chicken, a food that comes from an animal. The food value of both plants and animals depends upon 6 substances: carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins, minerals, and water. These substances are found in various amounts in animals and plants. The foods we prepare from plants and animals also contain these substances. We call these substances nutrients. When we say we are eating a balanced meal, we mean our meal contains proper amounts of all nutrients. We often talk about nutrients in connection with 4 general groups of foods. The dairy foods consist of milk and products made from milk. Nut meats and beans are sometimes included in the meat group, consisting of red meat, fish, eggs, and poultry. Made up of green and yellow vegetables, fruits, and tomatoes is the group of fruits and vegetables. Foods from wheat and grain make up the breads and cereals group. Meals which are lacking in one or more nutrients provided by these groups of foods may result in poor health, as shown by these laboratory rats. This healthy, active rat has been fed a balanced diet containing all nutrients. This small, weak rat is in poor health. Proper amounts of nutrients are missing from its foods. This example illustrates why a balanced diet is necessary to supply proper amounts of nutrients. For good health, the body needs nutrients for energy, growth, replacement, and regulation. What happens to nutrients in the body? We know that our bodies, like the bodies of all living things, are made up of cells, the smallest living parts of both plants and animals. We're able to see these cells under a microscope. These are blood cells. These are fat cells. Cells such as these make up bones. All of the millions of cells in the body require nutrients. Nutrients to meet the body needs of energy, growth, replacement, and regulation. Before the cells can use the nutrients in food, the food must be digested. Within the body, digestion changes food into liquid form. This liquid is rich in nutrients which pass through the walls of the small intestine and are absorbed into the blood. This scene shows the blood carrying nutrients through the body of a living animal, a frog. In every animal, and in humans, each cell receives nutrients from the blood. The nutrients, represented by the letter N, move into the cells and are changed through a chemical process by combining with oxygen. In the cell, oxygen, shown by the letter O, combines with the chemicals in the nutrients. This is oxidation. During this process, energy is released. Foods rich in carbohydrates are those which supply the body most readily with energy. Among the foods which are the best sources of carbohydrates are foods from grains, enriched breads, breakfast cereals, and flour, potatoes, and many fresh and dried fruits. Sugar, honey, and candies provide immediate energy but supply little else. Fats are nutrients which are also good sources of energy. Foods rich in fats include lard, butter, margarine, bacon, vegetable oil, nut meats, and many cheeses. Proteins, a third group of nutrients, are found in nearly all foods. But foods such as fish, lean meat, and poultry are high in protein. Many cheeses and eggs are also rich in protein and are called complete protein food. Gelatin and dry beans are also protein foods. Milk is a valuable protein food and furnishes almost all other nutrients. While proteins in the body may be oxidized for energy, they are more important for meeting the body need of growth. All parts of the body, especially the muscles, need proteins in order to grow. This is a highly magnified view of human muscle fibers made up of many cells. Muscle cells, like all cells in the body, break down and die. All cells are replaced as living cells such as this one divide, producing new cells. This need of the body for cell division and replacement requires proteins. We've seen that cells make use of three groups of nutrients: carbohydrates, fats, and proteins. In addition, the body requires three other substances usually grouped as nutrients: water, vitamins, and minerals. Minerals are very important for growth, especially for strong, healthy bones and teeth. The bones of all animals contain the mineral nutrients calcium and phosphorus. These minerals give bones their hardness. We'll remove the minerals from this chicken bone by soaking it for several hours in a strong acid. After several hours, the acid has turned dark, as it has removed the calcium and phosphorus from the bone. The bone is now washed. With no minerals in it, the bone is so soft that it bends easily. We can see that calcium, phosphorus, and other minerals are important nutrients for keeping bones and teeth strong and healthy. Some foods especially rich in minerals such as calcium are milk and cheese, spinach, broccoli, and other greens. The mineral phosphorus is found in many protein foods such as milk, cheese, broccoli, spinach, eggs, and beef liver. Such foods also supply iron needed by blood cells. So minerals provide the body with nutrients for growth and replacement, especially for bone and blood cells. Another body need is that of regulation. The body regulates itself by eliminating wastes, circulating the blood, digesting food, and fighting diseases. Vitamins are the group of nutrients important to this need for regulation and fighting disease. Fresh, uncooked foods are excellent sources of many vitamins. Because little was known about vitamins when they were first discovered, they were named by letters. As more is being learned about these nutrients, they are being given more accurate scientific names. For example, for vitamin C, ascorbic acid. For 3 of the B vitamins, the names niacin, thiamine, and riboflavin. Proper amounts of vitamins make it possible for the body to regulate itself by resisting disease. Still another nutrient, especially important for the need of regulation, is water. Water aids in digestion and in transporting body wastes. There is some water in most foods, but drinking plenty of water every day is a good health habit. We've seen that in order to build and maintain good health, the body needs carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins, minerals, and water. Balanced meals will supply proper amounts of nutrients for body energy, growth, replacement, and regulation. Good health depends upon good foods, and good foods are those which provide for the nutritional needs of the body.
So the danger of me doing this show in the dining room means that I am often in the kitchen, either preparing food or loading the dishwasher. So I apologize for those gaps. So we watched yesterday What to Do When You Need a Banker. Here's one, same series, What to Do When You Need an Insurance Agent. And this film starts off, the film was curled, so it doesn't keep focus really well, and the audio is a little like, but it does pick up, and there seems to be people who are irresponsible with X in this film. So just like with the banker film, people who are irresponsible with their checking account. This is a teenager who's irresponsible. Well, you'll see. Enjoy.
Look out!
How much is it gonna cost to fix it?
About $800.
Well, that's not too bad. It looks a lot worse than that. Besides, your insurance company will pay for it.
Oh, not all of it. We have a $250 deductible clause in our policy.
Where are you gonna get $250?
From my summer job. But my dad said he'd lend it to me till then. Come on, let's get out of here.
That was Scott Hammond and his friend Larry Worth. And this is Scott's car they were looking at. Fortunately, neither Scott nor the other party in the accident were injured. But the accident has caused a series of problems for Scott. There are more than 26 million automobile accidents every year. That's 50 accidents for every minute of every day. 11:36 a.m. last Monday morning was Scott's minute.
Hi, Mom.
Oh, Mrs. Hammond.
Hello, Larry.
What's for supper?
Your dad's taking us out tonight. Oh, you did call Mr. Davis to report your accident, didn't you, Scotty?
I forgot, Mama. I'll do it today for sure.
I have to get ready. Your dad'll be home soon. Why don't you call Mr. Davis right now while you're thinking about it? It's the Davis Insurance Agency.
In most states, the police conduct an on-the-scene investigation, particularly where injuries are involved. But in any case, every accident should be reported to police as required by local law, usually within 48 hours after the accident, even if there were no injuries. For your own protection, you should write down the date, time, and place of the accident, and the name, address, and phone number of the other driver, and their insurance agent, insurance company, and policy number if possible, and witnesses if any. Then write a brief account of the accident while it's fresh in your mind and report it to the police department and your insurance agent. You should never indicate how much insurance coverage you have or confess guilt, even if you feel you were at fault. And never sign anything that might indicate that you were not physically injured. You should refer everything to your insurance agent. He or she will handle these things in your best interest.
What you doing?
I know her name is here somewhere, darn it.
What are you looking for?
It's on a yellow piece of paper. Come on, I'll walk over to your house with you.
Your mom told you to call an insurance agency.
Later. I'm going over to Larry's for a minute, Mom. I'll be right back.
Goodbye, Mrs. Hammond. Hey, what's bugging you?
Scott, did you call Mr. Davis? Scotty!
Hi. Is everybody ready to go?
Just relax for a minute. I want to talk to you, Scott. I was talking with Tom Davis, our insurance agent, and he told me that you still haven't reported your accident to him. Now, Scott, this can really be serious. Why haven't you called him?
Well, I was going to, Dad, but, well, I've just been so busy.
Oh, come on now. No one's that busy. Call him right now.
The truth is, Dad, I lost all the information I took when I had the accident. Why, I can't even remember the name of the other driver.
Oh, for crying out loud.
How could you have lost it, Scott?
Well, I put it in my book. It must have fallen out.
Call Tom Davis right now. See what he wants you to do.
You should have filed your report with the police department right away, Scott. We'd better try and get one together now and get it over there as quickly as we can. Now, tell me as much as you remember about it.
Insurance is society's answer to some of life's more serious problems. It's people pooling funds to provide benefits to each other when the need arises. The contributions of many people create a fund for those who suffer a defined loss. It's a system that proves that people are capable of cooperating to achieve satisfactory ends. And in today's world, life would be nearly impossible without insurance.
Now, you're sure that's the way it happened?
Pretty sure, Mr. Davis. The light was green for me, and when the woman in the other car got to the intersection, she didn't stop.
So her light was red.
Yes, sir.
Well, were there any witnesses?
No, I don't think so. Mr. Davis, will this accident make my insurance rates go up?
It could have some effect.
Statistics show that teenagers as a group have more automobile accidents than adults. Now, Scott lives at home and is still on his parents' auto policy, and his rates are lower than they would be if he lived away from home and had a separate policy of his own. Most insurance companies offer discounts for second cars and for teens who maintain high grade averages, complete driver training courses, do not drive high-performance vehicles, and have safe driving records. Insurance rates or premiums are determined by the amount of risk involved. The higher the risk, the higher the premium. So it pays to be a safe driver.
Will you and your folks be home this evening, Scott?
Yes, I think so.
Good. I'll try and get some more information for this accident claim report this afternoon. Then I'll stop by and we can wrap it up tonight. I'd like to talk to your father, too, about the estate planning proposal I'm working on for him. So be sure and have them call me if it will be any inconvenience, okay?
Sure, Mr. Davis. Hello?
Hello, may I speak to Scott Hammond, please?
Speaking.
Scott, this is Grace Carey. I'm the woman whose car you ran into last week.
Oh, hello, Mrs. Carey. I was going to call you.
Yes, you said you would, but I thought I would have heard from you by now.
I know.
I need to know who your insurance agent is so I can file a claim. I still haven't gotten my car out of the repair shop, you know. After what you did, I would think the least you owe me is the courtesy of the phone call you promised. Have you found the name and address of your insurance agent yet? Scott?
I'm sorry about the phone call, Mrs. Carey. I just haven't gotten that information yet. You see, my parents are still out of town, and, well, I just don't know where to get the information.
Hello, Tom.
Hi, Bill. Hi, Scott.
Hi.
Sit down, Tom.
I just made a fresh pot of coffee.
Well, that sounds great, Eleanor. Thank you.
Scott said that you had all that information you needed for my life insurance policy.
Yes, the additional premium information came in this morning, so we can discuss the entire proposal tonight before I leave.
Oh, real good.
Mr. Davis has been the Hammond family's insurance agent for several years. He was recommended to them by a friend of the family who was also one of Mr. Davis's clients. Finding the right agent for your insurance needs shouldn't be left to chance. Ask a friend or relative, or your banker, lawyer, or a business contact to recommend someone with whom they've dealt successfully. If they've established a good relationship with the agent, chances are good that you will too. But you should talk to 2 or 3 agents before you make a choice. An agent should be chosen the same careful way you would choose a doctor or lawyer. You want the assurance of expert advice that you can rely upon for a long time. You want to make sure your agent represents an established, reputable company. You want your agent to be able to offer you the complete range of insurance services and not just auto insurance. Your agent should be able to help resolve claims issues, if needed, and represent your interests to the company. But how can you tell if you're dealing with a good agent? If he explains why he feels that a policy is right for you, tells you in detail what benefits you can receive from it, and shows you how a policy fits into the rest of your financial picture, you know you have a competent agent.
Did Scott get this accident thing straightened out?
Well, yes and no.
What's the problem?
Well, we tried to reconstruct the accident this afternoon to make out the reports that we need, but Scott was a little sketchy on the details. I called the police department to fill in the holes and picked up the information we needed.
I thought you told me the police didn't show up at the accident.
They didn't.
That's true, they didn't. But the driver of the other car, Mrs. Carey, had filed her accident report. I got what we needed from it. Her version of the accident was quite a bit different, Scott.
Different? In what way?
Well, according to her report, she had the green light, and it was Scott who ran through the red.
She's mistaken. She must not remember what happened.
This is very important, Scott. A settlement still depends on fixing the blame for the accident. If you caused the accident, if it was your fault, then we need to know that, so that your insurance company and I can settle with Mrs. Carey as quickly as possible. If it was her fault, then the damages to her car and to yours are the responsibility of her insurance company. If we don't have the right information, it could cause a long delay in the settlement.
She ran the red light.
Well, then that's that. Incidentally, Tom, how will this accident affect our policy? The company won't cancel, will they?
Well, it could have some effect on the premium, but I don't think there's the possibility of a cancellation.
If your insurance company cancels your policy for what, in your opinion, is an unjust reason, you should protest that decision. Discuss it with your agent first. He or she should be able to resolve the situation to your satisfaction. If not, however, you have the option to write or call the insurance commission in your state and your state legislators and your representatives in Congress. Be firm in your request for action. And if your application for insurance is turned down, find out why. If an investigation was made, get the name and address of the reporting company and demand that the investigating agency give you all of the nature and substance of the information in its files. If you disagree with their findings, demand that the agency reinvestigate and re-verify the information.
Do we still have time to discuss our life insurance situation, Bill?
Yes, Tom brought all the information we needed.
Shall we go over it now?
Great. I'm anxious to see what you've come up with, Tom.
Generally, there are two kinds of insurance agents with whom you're likely to deal. One works as an employee for a single insurance company, and the other, an independent agent, is an independent business person who represents several companies. The first can be limited to the policies his company offers and the rates they have set for those policies. But an independent agent, like Tom Davis, offers you a choice. He or she is free to shop the insurance market for you, to find the best possible rates and exactly the right policy for all your insurance needs, including your life, your home, your auto, and other personal belongings, and your business.
Well, I have some homework to finish. Will you need me for anything else?
Not if what you say is true, Scott. I'll call and check further and get back to you.
Thanks, Mr. Davis. Hello, Mrs. Worth. This is Scott Hammond. May I speak to Larry, please? Thanks. Hi, listen. I think I'm in really big trouble. Can you come over for a while? I'd really like someone to talk to. Thanks a lot. I panicked when I lost the information about the accident. I started to lie just to cover my lies. Mr. Davis is really gonna... I know he'll find out as soon as he talks to the other woman.
Boy, are you in trouble.
Yeah, I know.
Well, you better tell your parents.
Yeah, but my dad's gonna be so mad at me.
It'll be a lot worse if Mr. Davis calls them and tells them.
I guess you're right. I better get it over with.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I lied, Mr. Davis. I don't know why I thought I could get away with it. I suppose I should call Mrs. Carey and apologize to her.
That's probably a good idea, Scott. I'm glad you told us the truth. It will save us a lot of time. But I should be honest with you, too. I talked with Mrs. Carey about an hour ago. Did you know there was a witness to the accident?
No, I didn't. I guess that would have made it a little embarrassing for me if it had gone to court.
For all of us. So, what about the claim for the damages on your own car?
Well, my dad said he would loan me the money for the deductible part of our policy. But he's so mad at me now, I guess I'll have to wait till I earn enough this summer to get my car fixed. That's all right, is it?
Most everyone who buys insurance hopes that nothing will ever happen. But in the event it does, insurance can be the only thing that stands between you and financial ruin. No one's future is secure without some form of protection for your car, your home, your health, and your life. Becoming an intelligent buyer of insurance is just a matter of understanding the system and those who work within it. We've told you a few ways to be more effective in your dealings with insurance and insurance agents. We've told you how to find an agent, how to know if he or she is the right one for your needs, and what services they perform. We've also told you how to get the most for your insurance dollar and how to buy the type and amount of insurance coverage you need. We've told you these things because this information is important to you as a potential consumer of insurance services. And because you should know.
I think I actually had CNA insurance, business insurance for liability, for AV Geeks. Yeah, that kid, man, lies, lies, lies. While we're on the insurance tip, let's watch this film. Because maybe you got it so interested in that insurance agent and how he inserted himself in almost every aspect of that family's life. Maybe this is for you.
One of the most precious things in the world is time, for time is the essence of life. Units of time in days, months, years are the measure of the lifespan of every human being. While no one can predict the lifespan of an individual child or even that of an elderly grandfather, nevertheless the life expectancy of large groups of people can be readily determined by experts in the life insurance field. For example, insurance statistics show that out of 10,000 people of 35 years of age, 6,400, or about 64%, can be expected to reach the age of retirement. Using facts such as these, life insurance companies have issued policies to more than half our population. Added up, these policies amount to about $4,700 for each American family. Financial protection is thus provided to individuals desiring security in their later years, as well as in cases of emergency. Until needed to pay these policy benefits, most of the premium dollars paid by policyholders to their insurance companies are used to finance the expansion of industry and commerce, the operations of railroads and other transportation systems, the costs of certain local, state, and national government activities, the development of utilities such as electric power, light, and gas companies, and the construction of multiple housing projects in urban areas. In analyzing the operations of life insurance companies, which provide employment for more than 300,000 men and women, it is apparent that a great variety of talents and abilities contribute to the process of issuing a policy and keeping that policy in force until it is paid out to the policyholder or beneficiary. In order to understand the functions of the life insurance home office and to study the job opportunities it provides, let's start from the moment the life insurance agent secures a written application for life insurance. The application is then mailed to the home office of the life insurance company. Thousands of such forms from agents and medical examiners throughout the country are received at the home office, and after sorting and classifying, are delivered to the lay underwriters. The job of the lay underwriter is to determine whether the applicant can qualify for life insurance. The lay underwriter's responsibility is great, for his decision must be fair, both to the applicant and to the company. The decision is reached only after careful study of the agent's part of the application, the medical report from the local doctor, and perhaps a report from the Inspection Bureau relative to the financial, physical, and moral status of the applicant. Qualifications for this position include a thorough knowledge of life insurance, finance, and economics, ability to understand medical reports, and a knowledge of occupations and the hazards they may entail. Working closely with the underwriter is the medical department staffed with doctors. The doctors function in an executive capacity, assisting the lay underwriter in appraising applicants for insurance, selecting and supervising the practicing physicians in the field who examine applicants for life insurance. Definite working hours are enjoyed by the home office doctor. At the same time, he can contribute to medical research through his studies of the trends in disease and illness. Information from medical reports on policyholders is filed for future reference. File clerks in this department must be accurate and diligent in their work, for an error in the records could cause serious complications in either issuing policies or in paying claims. The cost of insurance is determined by experts who plan the features of all of the life insurance policies, the actuaries. The job of the actuary is one of the most important in the life insurance company. He is to life insurance what the engineer is to bridge building. The actuary determines the basic facts upon which the company operates. He is the mathematical expert who prepares statistics regarding length of life, establishes premium rates, computes policy values, and forecasts probable results. To be an actuary, one should be a college or university graduate with a major in mathematics and with better than average ability. One should also study law, economics, finance, accounting, English composition, and other cultural subjects. To achieve professional status, he must pass a series of 8 examinations offered jointly by the 2 professional actuarial organizations. It usually takes from 6 to 9 years of part-time study on the job to complete the series. Due to the actuary's comprehensive training, he is qualified for higher administrative positions, particularly if he shows ambition, initiative, and the ability to work with people. His duties require frequent consultation with key executives, such as the president and treasurer of the company. The president is in close contact with the treasurer, who plans the financial policies of the company and supervises all funds. Among the personnel in the treasurer's department are the cashiers, in charge of all cash transactions, incoming as well as outgoing. Then there are the controllers, accountants, and auditors, who supervise the general books and records of the company. The manual labor is greatly reduced by bookkeeping machines, tabulating machines, automatic check writers, addressagraphs, and many others. The Treasurer's Department may also be responsible for wise investment of company funds. This function is directed by experienced financial advisors, including mortgage experts, real estate appraisers, and securities analysts. All legal problems in connection with life insurance company operations are usually managed by a staff of professionally qualified lawyers. They guide the company through the various complexities of legal matters, supervise the writing of policy contracts, and advise agents and field representatives on issues that may affect the interests of policyholders and company alike. The claims department is responsible for paying the beneficiary the amount due on the death of the insured. There are no schools or colleges to instruct in claims examining. Experience alone is the only teacher. And as in most careers in life insurance, the real training begins on the job after you get started with the company. For this reason, many who plan on life insurance careers can find initial openings as clerks, stenographers, machine operators, or file clerks in the home office, and work up to higher paying positions of greater responsibility. Special skills required for these jobs are typing, to handle the heavy home office correspondence, shorthand, to take dictation, or the ability to operate a stenotype or transcribing machine in order to take dictation at high speed. Mechanical devices are numerous in the home, such as key punching machines, photostat machines, tabulators, duplicating machines, and postage metering machines. Young men and women just out of high school and without special skills are often hired as clerks if they show promise of being able to advance. Most life insurance companies make every effort to aid the advancement of employees. Educational programs are offered to home office personnel. Employees are encouraged to study for self-improvement. Some work for degrees which carry professional recognition. All may acquire skills that will aid them to qualify for better positions with the company. Other benefits generally enjoyed by employees include a 5-day work week, planned social and recreational activities, vacations with pay, and low-cost insurance programs combining group life, accident and health, and hospitalization. The job opportunities are numerous, and there are places for unskilled beginners as well as highly trained technicians and professional men. Office work in life insurance as a career offers many advantages. It is a growing business, a business founded on a basic need in human nature for protection and security. In life insurance, you are part of a service that contributes to the welfare of your country and your fellow citizens. You'll find satisfaction and security if you select life insurance as your life work.
I don't know why it's being so glitchy. Anyways, yeah, there's 2 films about insurance. I have others, and they are even less interesting. So I was noticing in the comments somebody was talking about trying to come up with an AV Geeks Top 100 or a AV Geeks Hall of Fame. That's something that maybe we should explore that, because I'm interested in seeing what the best way to do that is. Is it a ranking of the top 100 AV Geeks films? If so, like, how do we do that? There's a lot of bookkeeping involved with that, which is why that kind of comes to mind with this last film. So I don't know if you watched last night. I was on the Found Footage Festival, this toe tapping tournament, but I also kind of took over some of their other segments too, which is why I think they were especially gunning for me. And one of them was a celebrity segment, and I showed this film, a clip from it, and I realized, wow, I haven't shown this in like 5 years. So here is Not So Easy, a wonderful motorcycle safety film featuring 2 celebrities. And I revealed them last night, and the credits revealed them pretty quickly. So here we go. Enjoy.
Remember me? A while ago I made a film called Easy Rider. Well, I'm here to say it's not so easy. I'm Peter Fonda. I've ridden bike for quite a few miles. Quite some time, too. It's a great way to get around. It's a good sport if you know what you're doing. If you don't know, it can be a quick ride to the hospital or even the graveyard, which are 2 good reasons why you should watch and listen to what this film has to say. Here's another friend of mine, Ryder Evel Knievel.
If I look like I'm rigging up for a trip into outer space, you're right. I don't swing a leg over a bike for a trip to the neighborhood drugstore unless I've got on leathers, boots, and gloves. They've saved a lot of hide, especially in accidents like mine. And goggles and a face shield are a must. They may save you from being blinded if you're riding a motorcycle behind an automobile. And a helmet? Nobody should ever ride a motorcycle without a helmet. I never do. 3 out of 4 fatalities on a motorcycle have resulted from head injuries. If the rider had been wearing a helmet, he may be alive today. Another thing that's important, don't get on a strange bike without checking the brake, the gas, and especially your rear view mirror.
You have to get the feel of a new bike, too, before you hit the road. Get familiar with the controls. For example, on some models, the foot brake is located on the right, and on others, the left. Balance varies from model to model, too. And these are things you ought to have a feeling for before you tangle with traffic. If you're an experienced rider, that should make sense. If you're a beginner, don't do any of these things, not on your own. You should be learning to ride under the supervision of a pro. Training is available through schools, police departments, and motorcycle dealers. By the way, 3 out of 5 bike accidents happen to beginners during their first 6 weeks of riding.
Boy, this is slick.
But hey, in case you're thinking that Knievel and I are a couple of nervous old ladies, let's not forget the kind of thing that Knievel has done. It isn't as hairy as this, but it still takes a lot of rider to handle a freeway. You've got a lot going for you on a bike if you really use it. If a car cuts you off, your braking and downshift will stop you much more quickly than a car. Same goes for superior acceleration and maneuverability on a bike that can get you out of bad spots fast. Take a good look. Your controls are positioned for almost instant response if your hands and feet are where they belong. Brakes, clutch, downshift, maneuverability. Acceleration. And for visibility, there's nothing like it. 360 degrees of unobstructed vision if you keep your eyes open and know when and where to look. If the trouble isn't with the rider, there's still the threat of the car driver. For some reason, most car drivers just don't seem to see bikes. So you've got to think of them as asleep, blind, or drunk. The records show that 9 out of 10 bike accidents at intersections are chalked against cars turning in front of or into cycles. And in most cases, the driver will honestly claim that he didn't see the motorcycle. There is some help in making yourself as visible as you can with what you're wearing, like a white helmet. Also, if you keep a safe distance behind the car you're following and ride over in the left side of the lane, you give yourself an edge. Even when that asleep, blind, or drunk driver tries to wipe you out, you've had time and space to anticipate trouble and to avoid it. But you still can't relax after you've passed the corner. Hard statistics show that mid-block bike accidents split just about evenly with intersections. Give parked cars a wide berth. An opening door can really cream you. And never forget that bit about the sleeping, blind, or drunk driver. And it's a good idea to have your headlight on at all times, day as well as night, whether or not it's required by local laws. On a 3-lane highway, it's good practice to ride the middle lane. That means if there's trouble ahead, you can choose between right and left lanes to duck into. And stick to the side of the lane you're riding to avoid oil slicks, which are usually concentrated in the center of the lane. One thing a bike doesn't have over a car is good traction in oil, snow, or gravel. The left side of the lane is usually better than the right, of course, because a car driver can see you in his rearview mirror, while the right side of a car is generally a blind spot. But even more important, in the right or left side of the lane, you can see ahead of the car in front of you. You should be able to see at least 3 cars ahead at all times. That really counts when traffic gets rough. And forget about slot riding, man. Even if you seem to have plenty of space, that hole in between cars can disappear a lot faster than you can get through it. But if all this has you wondering if maybe you ought to sell your bike, here's an interesting hunk of information. Motorcycle police of the Los Angeles Department ride by the book, or if they don't, they're just not on the motorcycle squad anymore. They follow the rules, and they've put together a safety record of less than 18 accidents per million miles ridden. That's compared with 27.9 accidents for every million miles driven by the department's fleet of patrol cars, which is almost 10 less accidents for bikes than cars for every million miles. Shows that motorcycles can be safe. So let's do a quick double take of how it can be that way with you. Here's a motorcycle safety test. Make sure you know the right answers before you get back on a bike. Question number 1. Protective clothing like boots, goggles, leathers, and helmet are strictly for beginners. An experienced rider does not need them. True or false? The answer is false. The more experienced a rider, the better he knows that he does not belong on a bike unless he is dressed to protect himself against that accident that can always happen. Question number 2. If you are a good rider, it is okay to hop aboard any bike and take off. True or false? The answer is false. It's important to check out a bike thoroughly. Lights, handling, the works before you hit the road. Question number 3. 9 out of 10 bike accidents at intersections are caused by car drivers, not the motorcycle rider. True or false? True. Car drivers just don't seem to see bikes. You have to think of them as asleep, blind, or drunk. Question number 4. Chances of an accident in the middle of a block are less than at intersections. True or false? False. Middle block accidents are just about equal to intersection smash-ups, so don't relax between intersections. Question number 5. It is a good idea to ride the middle lane on a 3-lane highway. True or false? The answer is true. The middle lane gives you a chance to duck to either the right or the left when there's trouble up ahead. Question number 6. Whatever lane you are in, it is safest to ride right in the middle of it. True or false? The answer is false. The middle of the lane is where you will usually find the oil slick that can throw you. And besides, if you're directly in back of a car, you can't see far enough ahead to anticipate emergencies. Question number 7. It is safer to ride in the left side of your lane rather than the right. True or false? The answer is true. A car driver can see you in his rearview mirror. His right side is usually a blind spot. Question number 8. Riding into the slot between cars is dangerous. True or false? The answer is true. You can bet on it. That slot can disappear awfully fast, and you'd better not be in it when it happens. Question number 9. The odds are against you on a motorcycle no matter how safely you handle it. True or false? The answer is false. Police statistics show that alert, experienced riders observing all the safety rules can reduce motorcycle accidents below the normal car accident rate. Question number 10. Your headlight should only be turned on at night or on a dark day. True or false? The answer is false. Your headlight will help a lot in catching the attention of car drivers. Question number 11. Your helmet serves only one purpose, to protect you from head injury. True or false? False. If your helmet is white or light colored, it also protects you by making you more visible to a car driver. Question number 12. A car is safer than a motorcycle in every way. True or false? The answer is false. On a bike, you have greater visibility if you really bother to look, and faster stopping if you keep your hands and feet where they ought to be. Quicker acceleration, too, when you need it to pull you out of trouble. But on the other hand, it's a lot easier to flip a bike than a car, and you're not surrounded by protective steel as you are in an automobile, so that if an accident happens, you're a lot more likely to get hurt. That's why you've got to be a lot better rider than a driver. Alert every split second for fast reaction to any possible threat. Okay, that's about it. Have a good trip, but don't ride too easy.
So I was saying last night that this just reeks of court-appointed community service for both Peter Fonda and for Evel Knievel, based on various transgressions that took place in their careers, as far as assault, drug charges, etc. Anyways, it's still a great period piece. I absolutely love the footage of the motorcycle cops doing their kind of synchronized riding. And I have other films that kind of have that same type of feel to them. Ones with horses and Canadian Mounties, and the others with wheelchairs. So at some point I will intermix them. Thanks for joining us today. I very much appreciate your eyeballs and your comments. If you like what you saw, you can certainly hit the thumbs up button, the like button. Those are ways to support us. You can also subscribe. Yeah, join us tomorrow. Tomorrow's Thursday, right? And we'll watch some more stuff. Got a lot more stuff to watch. Some of these films I've shown before, but it's been a long time, so I felt like I wanted to show them again. So everybody take care, and we will see you soon. Happy birthday to Old Radios and to Ernest Cruz. Hope you have a great day. Take care.